Hello and welcome to this cigar review. And of course, myself, Rocky Cigar Review, and by my side, of course, is Cigarkurt. And
All right.
today, we're going to be doing a really interesting review. And this was a recommendation from Kurt to myself about, of course, EP Carrillo. And it's the Allegiance. And I've got the Sidekick, which is the 550. And Kurt, tell us which size you've got, my brother, and the name of your one.
I've got the big honking chaperone. It's 6 1/4 by 58. Nice box press cigar. This is the biggest
Oh, yeah.
one. So with me
Yeah.
smoking like a chimney and you smoking a little slower, we should be stay right on track.
Yeah, we should do. And of course, every band, as you know, has of course the name, like the Pledge, of course. This has got, of course, the Allegiance. Nice band with EP Carrillo in it, as you can see it on the sides of the ladies. And at the bottom, of course, you've always got your little bit of velvet, which is green on this one, as you can see on Kurt's. And you know something, it's a nice looking cigar. So, Kate, what, of course, is the wrapper, the binder, and the film, brother, on this wonderful looking cigar
The
that we're going to be
wrapper on
smoking?
this, it's a beautiful milk chocolate looking, very good looking wrapper. It's Ecuadorian Sumatra, and the binder and filler are all Nicaraguan.
Yep. And I believe, of course, from what you've told me and from what I've seen, this was, of course, the very first EP Carrillo. As he reached out to different companies, and of course, he made it with Oliva Cigars. And this was their very first ever collab. And of course, he's got a lot of rewards that they've won from Cigar Aficionado and, of course, from Cigar Journal as they've won the awards. And I believe in Cigar Journal in 2023, it got number one award. And it was rated at 95 and, of course, Cigar Aficionado. And you know something? I like it. You know something? I'm getting into more of the box press cigars. But, of course, what are you getting off your smell on the wrapper, Kurt? What are you getting off the smell on the
This
first?
for me, straight up cedar, dominant cedar. I get a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of nuttiness. And you're right. This is made at the Oliva factory in Nicaragua. This was the first time they've ever ventured out and did anything like this. And as you know, this is like one of my top five cigars. I absolutely love this cigar.
Yeah, and you know something? You're right with that cedar dominant off the smell, a bit of sweetness. Because we know it's an open foot, from the open foot, I was getting like a little bit of a hay tone in the nose and the hay sitting around here. But of course, we're going to get cut, we're going to get lit, and we're going to take a couple of puffs in the cigar and see what we get. So I'm going to be going, of course, with my double guillotine, and Kate's going to be going with, of course, the perfect cut. Yes.
Yeah, I got my guillotine perfect cut here.
And just as you know, we always say, just the smallest of snippets that you need to take off the cigar. You don't need to be taking a lot. As Kate's just showing you, the smallest of snippets. And like I say, we're going to take, of course, our cold draw now, and then we're going to light it up, and we'll see what we get off the first couple of puffs.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
oh yeah.
ooh, okay. Okay. That's
Full
definitely got a chop.
disclosure, I've
Oh,
yeah.
go on,
I was gonna
Kate.
say full disclosure. I've smoked about 25 of these, and this is the first time Gaz has ever smoked this cigar. So
Yeah, full disclosure, Kate smoked a shitload more than what I've smoked. But you know something, from the first couple of dry pulls on it, there's chocolate straight away. That chocolate's hitting the palate. It's hitting the lips. This is a chocolate there. And I would say it's like a milk chocolate. It's not a dark chocolate. It's not a white chocolate. It's definitely a milk chocolate taste that's sitting there on the lips. And boy, if it smokes like that all the way through, Kurt, I'm going to like this. I like chocolate in a cigar. I absolutely love chocolate in a cigar.
Yeah, for me, I get that cedar. I do get that chocolate. I get some nuts, and I get kind of a little bit of a nutmeg in there as well on the cold draw.
Yeah. So of course we're gonna light it up, and then have a couple of puffs, and we'll see what we're getting out of the cigar, and then we'll go more into, of course, the cigar as we go along. Well, how's your day been today, Kurt? Have you had a good day, my brother? And of course,
Yeah,
what you've
been
been up
nice,
to in the mountains?
relaxing Saturday. Haven't done much. Actually, took a little nap this afternoon. So
Hmm. There's nothing wrong with that, my brother. And of course, we want to say thank you to everyone that, of course, watched our Cigar Loon's birthday show on Rumble, Instagram, and of course on YouTube. And thank you for the constant support that you give to all of us.
oh yeah, I haven't smoked one of these in probably a month, maybe longer. This is my last one. Been kind of saving it, and I'm glad to be back.
Mm. Oh yeah, you know something? Mm. I think I'm going to enjoy this.
I know you will.
Definitely, definitely. That seed is sitting. Seed is sitting. Definitely that subtle chocolate in the first couple of puffs, but that cedar at the moment is the most dominant factor that I'm getting. And I can't wait, of course, to get more into it and know more about, of course, what I'm getting out of the cigar and come back and let you know and see, of course, if me and Kurt are pretty much hitting the same kind of notes. I know the last couple of reviews we've done, we pretty much hit the same kind of notes. We're being a little bit off on some, but you know something, this is the joys, of course, of getting together, smoking cigars and doing reviews and finding
That's
out
right.
if we do get the same kind of notes. So, Kurt, what are you getting off your first couple of puffs into the cigar, my brother?
I definitely have some black pepper in this cigar. That cedar, that dark chocolate is in there. It's more of a dark chocolate now for me. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it. Um, and then I get kind of on the back end too. I get a little bit of cinnamon in there as well on this cigar.
Hmm, okay. Well, what we're going to do, of course, everyone, is we're going to smoke a little bit more into the cigar. And when we get down into like the second, we'll be back and we'll let you know how the second third of the cigar is and give you some more information on the cigar and, of course, where you can grab it. But for anyone, of course, who's watching, we are smoking, of course, the EP Carrillo Allegiance. We are. And don't forget to go and check out our sponsors and go and visit, of course, cigarpage.com on our website. If you want to visit, of course, GQ Tobacconists and you're in the UK, you can find them on our website. You can also find Famous Smoke on our website. And, of course, our website to go and visit is, of course, www.cigarloons.com. And you can also grab yourself the Cigar Loons merch, like Kurt's wearing, of course, with the skull with the American flag, and many other products that you can get from there. And keep your eyes on our page because we will be putting on, of course, the cigar picks that Kate's made. So that one, of course, is the Antler. And then, of course, we've got the other ones that are going to be on the website with, of course, the cigar bands and also the 50 cals that Kate's got. So keep your eyes out on our website. You'll be able to grab one of them. Like I say, stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. See you in a minute. So, of course, we're back. And I've got a nice little bit of ash on the cigar. And you know something so far? I'm enjoying it. Me and Kate have just, of course, been talking about the different EP Carrillo cigars that we've smoked. And, of course, I've smoked the Allegiance now that I'm smoking. I smoked, of course, the Pledge, the La Story, the Encore Majestics, and, of course, the Encore Black that the Cigarlians did, of course, the live review on before PCA. And I definitely think Ernesto and Oliva on this collaboration have done something brilliant. Because you know something, no wonder in 2023, last year, you got to think this cigar last year got number 1 in Cigar Journal, number 5 in Cigar Aficionado on a 95 rating. And boy,
Yep.
it delivers. It does deliver. I'm definitely getting that cedar, getting a slight bit of wood. It's definitely got a nice sweetness on the back tone of it, Kurt, and that black pepper's there. And like I say, you know something, if I was to put this anywhere, I'd definitely go on my list Pledge, Allegiance, La Story. Then I would go, of course, the Black. Then I go, of course, the Majestics on my list. Then the new wave of what I've smoked in EP Carrillo cigars. But what do you think of this compared to the other EP Carrillo cigars that you smoked?
Well, my favorite one of all of them is the new Encore Black. This is a close second. Right after that is the Pledge. The Pledge is stronger than this cigar. This right here is in my wheelhouse on my flavor strength profile that I do on a scale of 1 to 10, combining flavor and strength. I have this at right at a 6, so just barely a medium, just over almost a medium plus. This is like right in my favorite type of cigar to smoke. The Pledge is a little bit strong. Pledge is a phenomenal cigar. I want to try. I need to get my hands on some of the Pledge of Allegiance ones,
Yep.
and see where that falls. But this Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, it's beautiful on it. They really
Well,
done a nice job with it.
yeah, and of course, as we know, it's the 8th priming. So, of course, that's right at the top, the 8th priming of the wrapper. And you know something? Boy, you can tell. And I gotta say, it feels nice in hand. This box press, you know how people are about box press, Kate. They say they're being weird, they're being wonky, they can't hold it properly compared to around them. But it fits in hand. It fits nice in hand. It's nicely well balanced. The burn line is nice on it. You know something? So far, I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it. And them taste notes, what I'm getting,
Yeah,
they're
and I
really subtle. They're subtle. They are. They're a nice
yeah
subtle note, and it's a very chewy cigar. And I mean, you know about it. It's there.
yeah
It's not going to hit you and punch you in the mouth like, of course, other cigars. It's just subtle and it's chewy, and it's telling you, look at me, enjoy me, and yeah. Thanks for the recommendation, Kurt, to try it.
yeah.
Thank you for the recommendation.
I get a nice black pepper. That cedar's dominant in there. I get a little bit of leather. I have that dark chocolate, and on the lips, on the finish, I get a little bit of a cinnamon in this first third that I really enjoy. And like I say, I've got the 58 ring gauge, and being a box press, it doesn't really feel like it's a 58 ring
No.
gauge. I really like. I find myself gravitate toward, if it's a box press. Sometimes I'll gravitate towards it because I like them for whatever reason.
Yeah,
It's different. I like them.
yeah, and that's the thing. You know something? You look at most of all the EP Carrillo cigars, especially around this type, of course, the Allegiance, the Pledge, the Encores and stuff. Most of them are box press. I know, of course, the Encore Unica Limitada. That, of course, is a round shaped cigar, and I have got that to smoke eventually. But most of them are all box press, and I like box press. You know something? I haven't had a box press that's tunneled. Now, as we know, some of the Vitolas that we have, either 660 or 550, maybe a Petty Corona, whichever we have, sometimes we get that tunneling. And on a box press, I haven't really had a tunnel. And I don't know if it's just the shape, the way it's rolled, something about it that's different to why we don't get that. And I think some companies need to look more into maybe doing box press. I don't know what you think on that one, Kate.
Yeah, and one thing that I learned about the box press, I learned this from Ricky Rodriguez when we had him on. The box press has a very specific reason for this design is you can't get a perfect seal around it, and by not being able to get a perfect seal around it, the cigar doesn't heat up as much. So
Yep.
you're burning the cigar a little bit cooler when you're smoking it, and that's important for me too because I'm a fast smoker. So like I'm smoking a significantly bigger cigar than you, and we're going right down the same pace here. And I'm trying to be patient and I don't have a big I got a little cone on the end of mine, but
Yep.
I'm right on pace here and I'm smoking it. But that box press, and this is me, and you don't know, I really don't like anything bigger than a 60 ring
Yep.
gauge. This is a 58, and it feels nice. It feels like if I were smoking around 56 gauge, that's what this 58 box press feels like to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know something? Ricky did really go into detail on that. And of course, if you want to catch that, then go on the Cigar Links channel and look for, of course, when we sat down with Ricky from West Tampa. But what we're going to do, we're going to get more into the cigar and we're going to get down, of course, to the very first band, which says, of course, Allegiance on it. And then we'll be back. So stay with us and we'll catch you soon. See you in a minute. So, of course, we've got down to the very first band. Well, I have anyway. And of course, it says Allegiance. Really nice band. And it came off the cigar, brilliant. Cigar smoking, of course, brilliant as well. And it is the box press. And I've got, of course, the 550. And it's called the Sidekick. And it's the EP, of course, Allegiance. And of course, me and Kurt are pretty much on the same kind of notes with the sweetness at the lips, of course, with the cedar, the black pepper, the subtle nuance of a nut undertone in the cigar. And you know something? I'm enjoying this cigar. I'd definitely say on my palate, it's more of a mild to medium cigar. It's not a medium to full bodied. I wouldn't say anyway on my palate. But you know something? If you are a new cigar smoker, I think this one wouldn't really affect you. I think it's a nice, subtle cigar to introduce you to the EP Carrillo line. Of course, I wouldn't suggest the pledge straight away because that pledge is
It's a
full
little
on,
bit stronger,
full
yes.
on power. Yeah, but
Yeah.
this for a newer, I'd suggest it for a newer. And
I
what about you,
I
Kate? Would you suggest it for a newer?
Yeah,
Or
I
what?
think, and that's one question. In every single review I do, I try to identify, hey, is this for the new cigar smoker? And there's different types of new cigar smoker. There's, it could be a new cigar smoker that's never smoked a cigar before, or it could be one that smoked, 5 or 10, and they're really starting to get interested in it. For that cigar smoker, I think this would be like, this is a really, I guess I class it as far as the flavors and the notes. It's like a high end, premium, really, really good cigar. And if you're starting to identify some of those notes and starting to taste some of that stuff, this would be a real treat for the new cigar smoker. Or if it is your
Oh
very
yeah,
first cigar, it's not going to hurt you, and you may not be able to identify all those flavors in there, but it might spoil you a little bit, when you go and smoke something else.
yeah.
You might be a lifelong EPC smoker.
Oh yeah. And you've only got Luke though, haven't you? What Ernesto's done with the cigars that he's brought out with his own line. Then of course with what he's just done with Gurkha, and of course he's made a cigar with Gurkha that he's collabed on. And then, as we all know from when we spoke to Ricky, he's done a collab, of course, with West Tampa, which is the Circle of Life. And Ernesto knows his things. That's why, of course, he's a top awarded master blender, and he's bringing out some really great cigars. And of course, family run company. His now daughter, of course, works in the company. You see a lot of his daughter. Of course, we sat down with David, which works for EP, and you know something, great people and a great brand. And of course, Ernesto never wanted to really be making cigars. He wanted to be, of course, a musician and play the drums. And
Mm-hmm.
then he turned his hand to making cigars, and geez, I'm so glad he turned his hands to cigars because you know something, Kurt. I like EP Carrillo. I've got to admit, I like their cigars, and I'm so fortunate enough now. There's more of his cigars coming to the UK market under their new importer and distributor, of course, Tour
Yep.
Imports in the UK. And I think they're doing a wonderful thing that they brought this. And of course, hopefully, we might get the Encore Black on the UK market. And yeah, let's see some more. But of course,
And
you take
I
it.
will say, in this second third, it does kick up a little bit in intensity for me. So it kind of steps up a little bit, but it's still in that, for me, it's still in that medium, just barely over a medium for me, um, which pretty much falls in line because you like a lot stronger stuff than I do,
Yep,
and makes perfect sense that you're saying this is a mild to medium, and this is like, for me, right in my wheelhouse is a straight up medium, just touching
yep,
over that.
yeah. And this is the thing about, of course, when we do these, if trying different cigars to just see if we do pretty much hit the same kind of notes. Of course, everyone who watches the Cigar Lounge, and of course, who knows me and Kate. Kate, of course, lives in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia. I live, of course, in England, in the Midlands of England. So we've both got different diets, and as we always laugh, yeah, of course, the Americans like all the spicy stuff, and the English guys like the plain, medium, untasteful food, and we
Bland.
all bland, and all we do is fry ups, and that's all we live on is fry ups in the UK and all that. You know something? We pretty much hit the same kind of notes, and this is why I like doing these reviews. And I know, of course, we're doing a big review at the end of the month. And Kate,
I'm looking forward to
I mean,
that. Yep.
yeah, tell everyone, of course, what we're going to be doing at the end of the month on that review. This we're going to be sitting down
Um,
and smoking, my brother.
and it's gonna be not it's gonna be our regular live Tuesday evening show, but it's gonna be all five of us smoking and reviewing the same cigar, which we've never done before, and I'm really looking forward. It's gonna be very interesting to see what everybody gets out of that because you got five cigar smokers, but we're smoking the Tabernacle by Foundation, so looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that as well. And it's going to be a great, great live. And of course, for anyone who's watching this, we're not going to be live this Tuesday. So the 14th, we're not going to be live. We are going to be live, of course, on the Thursday night. And we're going to be doing, of course, our show with Cigars for Beginners. So the date of that show that we're going to be doing with Cigars for Beginners is, of course, the 15th. And I'm sorry, it's the 13th, it's a Tuesday. The 14th, of course, is the Wednesday. So I do apologise. It's the 13th, which is the Tuesday. We're not going to be live. We're going to be live on the 15th, which is the Thursday. It's 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. And of course, to anyone watching in England, it's going to be midnight. And that's going to be with, of course, Cigars for Beginners. But what we're going to do, we're going to get more down into this cigar, and we're going to get down into the second band now. And then we'll tell you, of course, how the cigar is. And I know Kurt says it intensifies and it
I got a
changes. So I'm
the
looking forward
and
to that.
I'm gonna see if you're gonna hit it. But I've got one flavor note in here, and when I get down to about where this band is, the back half of that second third, the first part of the final third, I pick up my favorite note of all, and we'll see if old Gaz can pick it out. The ginger
We'll
grizzly bear.
see.
See if he can pull it out.
We'll see if we'll see if I have got a super palate or not. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in a minute. We'll see you in a minute. So we're back, and of course, I've just taken off the second band, and I do want to go over this band because you know something. It's superb of how the band is. So of course you can see there. You've got, of course, the two ladies on it, the nice colouring of the yellow and the green and the black, and it really sits and really shines. It's a different kind of band in all EP Carrillo cigars. They've got really nice bands, and of course, Kurt's going to be taking his off in a minute, and Kurt will show you how easy it is. But
What I like about that band is it's got a modern, it's got the flashy embossing on it, but it still has, it's got the lady on it, and it still kind of has that old school feeling to it. Just kind of paying homage to the history of cigars. That's in all their bands. I see that, and that's something that I really, really like about their bands.
yeah, and Kurt, I've got to say, brother, you were right about it intensifying and about the taste changing. And to everyone who's wondering, it's orange. It's orange zest of appeal that I'm getting. And I'm getting a nice slight little tingling on the tongue from it. And as I said to Kate, as the cigar's smoking, I've not had orange whatsoever today. I've not had no orange drinks. I've not had no oranges in my food. Of course, there's no oranges around me. But just off the smoke, I'm getting a strong orange smell. And that orange is sitting right up in the nose. And of course, it's interesting of how Ernesto and Oliva put this cigar together to have this orange zest in it. And boy, go and pick yourself an EP Carrillo Allegiance up and try it. And take your time smoking it because as soon as you get past that big band, as Kate was saying, it intensifies. And you've got to really take your time smoking it. Of course, me and Kate have a laugh and a joke when we're doing these. And we sit as we're recording this and getting down to do these different parts, of course, like your first, your second, and your third. And then when we get down to the nub, so me and Kate have a little conversation over the cigar. And as Kurt was saying, you've really got to take your time because if you're laughing and joking and you're just chilling with your friends, you're not going to get it. And a lot of this, when Kurt does his reviews, which of course you can go and find Kurt's reviews on YouTube at Cigarkurt and see some of his reviews. And Kurt takes a lot of time in doing his reviews. I do as well when we're sitting together. And boy,
It's
Kurt,
like
you were right. You were right. Let me put it that way. You were right about this cigar.
like you say, if you're sitting there, just if you're doing something else, if you're preoccupied with something else, or if you're with a group of guys and you're smoking a cigar, you may miss that orange peel. But if you're taking your time and you're really and once it hits you, it's there. You know it's there. You can feel that zestiness on your tongue, and it's just absolutely amazing to me. Like I say, I've smoked 25 to 30 of these probably. This is my last one on my last box of 20. And every single time at this exact point in the cigar is when I hit it. And for me, you think about how many different people are rolling this cigar, and to have that consistency and that quality, it's a work of art. And a lot of times I think a lot of people, and even us, we take it for granted. But the amount of work and the amount of thought that goes into just even coming up with this blend, but then to duplicate it after thousands and thousands of different cigars that are rolled, and you said it, let's say you buy a box of them, you have it consistently, and then you buy another box of them and that's not there, you'd be like, oh man, but to have that consistently, it's just absolutely, it's amazing. I have the utmost respect and
Yep.
That's one thing I love about smoking cigars, brother. I mean, it not only brings us all together, but it is a work of art that we get to
Oh, yeah.
enjoy and take back to Ash.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's a wonderful work of art, and just seeing how they come around to it. And there is videos, of course, on YouTube where you can see different things. And of course, EP Carrillo have got a channel that's on YouTube. And you can see David, you can see Ernesto's daughter, of course, talking about the different cigars, how to light them, how to cut them, and different things. And you know something, the wonderful history around cigar making. And you've got to think, this cigar by EP Carrillo, any of EP Carrillo's cigars, any of the other companies that we've mentioned and we've spoken to, it's handmade, it's not machine made. Machine made is easy. You put the wrapper in, put the fillet, it rolls it, it's done. This takes a lot of time to do. From, of course, taking the veins out of the tobacco because you've got two sides. So you've got to devein it. Then you've got to, of course, bunch your tobacco. Then you've got to put your binder on. Then you've got to put the wrapper on. Then it goes through a draw test. And the thing with Ernesto, he can feel if the cigar in his hand has got the right weight of tobacco compared to another. And if it has, it goes through. And like I said to Kate, you look at EP Carrillo on a whole, award winner after award winner after award winner after award winner. And every year you see him in Cigar Aficionado, you see him in Cigar Journal, you see him in different awards that he's winning. And trust me,
And
this, no wonder.
one thing that tells me that he's really got this dialed in is when we had David on from EPC, he said that they do not draw test their cigars, and out of all the EPC cigars that I've smoked, I've never had an issue. And his explanation for that was that Ernesto, he can tell whether the cigar is rolled. You know, is he checking every one of them? Probably no, but he's got those rollers dialed in,
Oh, yeah.
and it is just like I say, I can't say enough about it. And some other things,
Yeah.
that I still got a little bit of dark chocolate in here. I still have
Yeah.
that cedar. Um, I do have some leather in this cigar, but I just really enjoy that orange. It's not up front, but it's there.
No.
It's on your tongue, you know, in
Yeah.
between draws, and it's just this is the reason that this cigar is in my top 5.
Yeah. And you know something, I've got to agree with you. It's definitely got that leather. Because you can feel the mouth drying. And we always say if your mouth's drying, it's leather. And I can feel that leather there. I'm getting that orange zest. The dark chocolate to me's gone. I'm not getting dark chocolate. There's still a bit of cedar that's there. There's still, of course, the black pepper that I'm getting a nice subtle black pepper sitting at the back. It's not overpowering black pepper, but it's still sitting
No,
there.
not at all. It's
There's
still
still
there.
a little, yeah, there's still that subtle sweetness on the lips, like we said before. That hasn't died down for me. There's still a little bit of subtle sweetness. Don't know about you, Kurt, if you're still getting that subtle bit of sweetness,
Yeah,
but I'm
and
still getting a little bit.
yeah, we had talked about that a minute ago when we paused. You know, you're saying it's a sweetness. I call it more of a cinnamon. For me, on the back half of that kind of dies down a little bit. Where I still do get a little bit of sweetness though. Um, but the cinnamon that I was tasting in the beginning of the cigar, that's pretty much dissipated.
Yeah. But of course, we're going to get down now to my favourite part, the business end, of course, the nub. So we will be back and we'll give you our final thoughts on, of course, the cigar. And like I say, you can go and pick it up at any of your brick and mortars. But if you want to go and, of course, support the cigar lounge, then go and visit our website and go through our sponsors, Cigar Page. Cigar Page, you can pick them up. You can pick them up on Famous. If you're in the UK, you can pick it up on GQ. And of course, go and check it out. Visit www.cigarloons.com. Go onto our sponsor page, and you'll see all our sponsors who we work with. And click on the link. It'll direct you straight to their store. And of course, you'll be able to get their cigars and save yourself some money. And we are big advocates of Cigar Page. Cigar Page have got some of the best deals around. We're also big advocates, of course, of Famous Smoke and big advocates, of course, of GQ tobacconists here in the UK. They've got the best prices around in the UK market for New Worlds and Cuban cigars. So you can check them out. And when you buy a cigar from GQ, just put down in the comments, of course, being recommended by the cigar looms. And we appreciate that. But we'll be back at the business end, so we'll see you in a minute. So we're back, and of course, we're down into the business end. And just look at that for a pick. I absolutely love this pick, what Kurt made. And of course, it is Antler, and it sits so smooth in the hand. Just want to show it off. And of course, Kurt's got the 50 cal.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, and our winner was, of course, AJ Jarvis, and he's really enjoying his pick. But Kurt, as we've got down to this business end now, what's your final thoughts on, of course, the Carrillo Allegiance, my brother? What's your final thoughts on it?
Well, in this final third, I still got that black pepper. The black pepper kicks up a little bit for me in this final third. Got the leather, the cedar in there. That cinnamon for me, it kind of dies down in the second third, but it's back. So it's increasing a little bit. I can taste it on my lips, and I still have that orange peel or that orange zest on the tongue. And overall, this is just, I love a cigar that I get good transitions between the first, second, and final third. And this one does not disappoint. Like I said, it's in my top 5. It's gonna, I can't imagine it going very far from there. This is probably always going to be in my rotation. I just absolutely have fallen in love with this cigar.
Yeah, and of course, if you want to grab the EP Carrillo Allegiance, the sidekick from GQ, it works out in England at £21 and 29 pence, and that's from GQ in the UK if you're watching in the UK. Of course, Kate, how much did you say you could get, of course, the cigar on Cigar Page, my brother?
Well, the Chaperone, the biggest one that I'm smoking, I think it retails, depending on where you're at, you'll probably find it anywhere from $13 up to $15. Cigar Page, they've got them by the box, but they've got them by the 5-pack, and 5-pack just on their regular pricing. You know, they do deals all the time. You just have to watch for them. But they're like at $62 for a 5-pack of these, and that's the 6 1/4 by 58. So it works out to about $12 a cigar. So it's a little bit more pricey cigar. I mean, it's not something that I smoke every day, but man, and I say it's been over a month since I've smoked one of these, and it's been too long. So it's good price. You know, if you can get them at that price for around $12 a stick, that's a good deal on them.
You know something? I could say again. Excellent choice of telling me to try this, and I've really enjoyed this. And you know something? It's definitely going to go in my rotation because, as we've said over the taste, with that orange zestiness on the tongue, the black pepper, the leather. You know something? That black pepper, it does ramp up with the leather. The black pepper starts to ramp up, but it's not strong. The retrohale is so smooth on the black pepper, it's not making you sneeze your head off. The burn is brilliant. Just look at that burn. The ash is nice. Construction's nice. Even putting, of course, the pick in it, it sits really nice. It's not cracked the cigar. The foot is a nice foot when, of course, you cut. Silky smooth. It's good in hand. Bands are nice. Award-winning cigar again, and love it. Thank you for the recommendation of trying
You're
it, and
welcome.
I've
And
absolutely
my,
loved this.
I know they rated this, on a 95 on the ratings. I had, and all the cigars that I smoked, I try to put them on a 1 to 100 scale, and I have a very limited, compared to all the cigars out there, my numbers are very limited. But I had this last year when I smoked this cigar. I put it at a 94 out of 100. I mean, it's that good. I love it. And one other thing I want to say before we finish up is one thing I'm noticing, and because you said this works out to about 21 pounds for you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
it does.
wonder if, because it seems like when you talk about cigar prices, it seems like they're almost always triple of what we're paying over here. And as I've heard you talk over these last few weeks, talking about prices of cigars, because we talk about cigars a lot, and we talk
Yeah,
about prices of cigars. I almost feel like, I don't know if this new track and trace system has something to do with it, but I feel like you're kind of coming down a little bit, and you're kind of getting, because this one is like you're paying double what I'm paying. You're not paying
yeah,
triple. You're not paying 30 pound or whatever. And it'd be something interesting to watch, I think, to see if as new cigars come on the market, and maybe it's that our prices are going up and we're kind of meeting in the middle. It's be interesting to kind of watch that as we go. That's just one thing I've noticed when you talk
yeah.
about prices of cigar recently.
I think, I think what it is everywhere you've seen, of course, tobacco prices is going up. We know tobacco prices are going up from when we've spoken, of course, to different guests. Some tobacco is harder to get, so of course the price goes up. And I think now we're watching that market of America and England pretty much reaching the same kind of consistency. And of course, we know there's, if you brought the cigar direct from the States, it's going to work out cheap. But then, of course, your postage on top, then, of course, your customs charge, it's going to bring that cigar up. And this is the reason why I don't buy cigars from the States. Don't get me wrong, if I was in the States, yeah, I'd buy them and bring them back, of course. And I can bring 50 back. But I think there's a lot going on at the moment, and we've spoken about this, Gate, from track and trace here in the UK coming in. Of course, the barcoding system now in the States, the different laws there's the FDA trying to bring in. Of course, the boutique society, they're going to try and bring in their own laws on cigars, with, of course, beard nets, air nets, making sure there's the cigars are a constant cigar. They haven't got no twining hay in it, of course. When you bind the tobacco, there's not getting that in it. Different things. And I think the way it's getting, I think we're pretty much matching now where we're sitting on cigars, on pricing. And it's interesting. And of course, we will be going over this, as we said, of course, on the show when we did it on Thursday. And we're going to try and get, of course, Gabby Caffey on, who's a member of the Boutique Society, and trying to get his point on the laws that they're going to try and bring in against the FDA. And going to try and get an importer on from the UK and him explain more about the track and trace system, because it's an interesting topic for anyone who's into cigars and finding out. But over the cigar, out of 10, I'm definitely going to say this to me is a top 10 winner. From smoke, construction, burn, taste notes, this to me, it's definitely award winner. And to me, it's a 10 out of 10 on
Yeah,
everything.
and as far as
It is.
as far as strength, I put it overall. I put it just a hair over that medium. I had it at a 6 on a 1 to 10 scale as far as the strength on it. So, like we say, if you're a new cigar smoker, do not be afraid to give this one a try, because,
Yep.
um, you know, like both of us, you'll probably fall in love with it. It's just a phenomenal cigar.
Yep. So, like we said, we have been smoking, of course, the EP Carrillo, of course, Allegiance, and go and pick yourself one up and go and visit, of course, your local B&M, or go through the Cigar Lounge website, check out our sponsors, and go and grab one. And we hope you've enjoyed, of course, this cigar review. And go and support EP Carrillo, and go and check out Ernesto, and go and check out what brilliant cigars he's coming out with. Because I'll tell you one thing, at the Cigar Lounge, we're big supporters of EP Carrillo, and just want to put a big, massive thank you out again to David for choosing the Cigar Lounge, of course, when we did the Encore Black review and everything when we were live with him. And yet again, thank you to the rest of the guests. And happy birthday to the Cigar Lounge, because we did turn one on Thursday. So big happy birthday to the Cigar Lounge group. And thank you to everyone for the support. And of course, we hope you enjoy this. And I'm going to play you out, of course, the intro. And we'll catch you on Thursday when we have Cigar for Beginners. And
Looking forward to it.
And also, Kurt, they're going to have to keep their eyes out, aren't they, on Thursday, my brother? Because what are we doing on Thursday? We're going to reveal who our guest is on the 20th. So keep your eyes out for that. Keep your eyes out, because you ain't going to know what's hitting you on the 20th. We've got a big one. So catch you soon. Stay safe, stay smoky. And Kurt, go on, say your normal line, my brother, what you say.
All right, smoke them if you got them. We'll see you next time, brothers and sisters. Thank you, guys. Been a great time smoking a cigar with you.
Peace and love, and rock out and stay smoky.